The Right Stuff has returned, this time from the Lone Star State with its most explosive season yet. Extreme challenges await as these 6 men go head-to-head, taking physical endurance and marksmanship to a whole new level. Who will outshoot, outperform, and outlast the competition as each man pushes it to the limits to say they have the right stuff? On the last episode of The Right Stuff, Tim, Rowdy, and Will headed to the range to test their skills against a Promatic clay thrower armed with a Remington Versamax shotgun. Will and Rowdy competed in a tie-breaking shoot-off for first place, with Rowdy coming out on top and Will taking second. Fortunately for Tim, it was a non-elimination round. With all 3 advancing, only 2 can move on from here. The Right Stuff starts now. Welcome to Day 8 of The Right Stuff. Let's head over to the range where Matt and the men are ready to start today's competition.
Gentlemen, welcome back. Day 8. How does it feel?
Good.
Outstanding. Well, today we have the Old Western Town Challenge. You guys ready to shoot some 6-gun?
Sounds fun.
Yep.
Got some lever action Marlin for you.
All right.
Let's look to the announcer and see what he has in store for you.
Thanks, Matt, and welcome, gentlemen, to the Old Western Town Challenge. At Stage 1, each contestant must begin at the Cavender's General Store and shoot 5 metal spinning target cowboy action figures. At Stage 2, the contestant must then run to the Dripping Springs Vodka Saloon and shoot 6 colored water vodka bottles. At Stage 3, the contestant must run to the Bank of Shipment and begin to shoot the bank bags. The fastest time and most targets hit wins.
All right, Rowdy, you won yesterday's challenge. Are you ready to shoot?
Yes, I am.
All right. You guys go have a seat.
The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Nissan's American Titan Truck, G-Shock, Armalite, Glock, and Tannerite. The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Surgeon Rifles, Macmillan, Vortex, and Tough Products. American Titan Truck. Simply the best built American truck ever. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, assembled in Mississippi, powered by Tennessee and Cummins in Indiana. Nissan's American Titan Truck. Welcome to Day 8 of The Right Stuff. Let's head over to the range where Matt and the men are ready to start today's competition.
You ready to do it?
Yep.
First up in the Old Western Town Challenge is Rowdy Bricko with Team Tannerite. Next up in the Old Western Town Challenge is Will Round with Team Glock.
Thank you.
Next up in the Old Western Town Challenge is Tim Martin with Team McMillan.
Give me a nod when you are ready. Stand by.
Ooh, biters.
You just go for the same bag of wipers?
No, front and back.
Front and back. Okay.
Front and back.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, fellas. Nice shooting.
Thank you.
What'd you think of that Birdie revolver?
Oh, man, it's nice. Great.
Single action, first time.
That was cool.
First time on single action.
Awesome, yeah.
Not bad.
First time.
Not bad. All right, well, let's head back to the Campfire Armory and see how we did.
All right.
All right.
The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Polaris Fun Center, Slingshot, Wiley X, True Spec, and Reebok. The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Champion Firearms, Revy, ProShot, and Total Resources.
Hi, my name is Mike Stoltz. I started Champion Firearms in 1993 with my wife, Katie. Our goal was to build a gun store and an indoor shooting range which offer full service to people in our local community. By 2003, we found out that there was something missing. So we built a 9-lane indoor shooting range to offer better service to our customers. It's an automatic target retrieval system, so there's no ceasefires or no having to wait for people to go swap out targets. Literally, it's push a button, change a target, and it's back to shooting again. But also, too, we have over 100 handguns on the range for rent. It used to be when we first started, it was virtually no ladies were taking concealed carry classes. Now, over half of our classes are, ladies taking the class. Self-defense is foremost on people's minds. Everybody wants to defend themselves or their families. We carry pretty much everything from modern sporting rifles, hunting rifles, handguns, shotguns, you name it, we carry it. ARs are one of our biggest lines by far. I mean, that is definitely, people are into shooting ARs for hunting, for target, for self-defense. So it's the biggest market that we have. We're proud to be the official FFL dealer for the Shipman Group. If you're here in Central Texas, come by and see us. We're in College Station.
Welcome back to day 8 of The Right Stuff. Let's head over to the Campfire Armory, where Matt and the men have gathered to talk about the results of today's challenge.
All right, gentlemen, welcome back to your 8th Campfire Armory. Excellent performance from each and every one of you on the range today.
Thank you.
What did you guys think of those old Western weapons?
Loved it.
Very
It was
nice.
fun.
A little
Single
different.
shot. First time, it was awesome.
Nice. First time on a single action revolver, huh? Well, you picked a good one. That U-birdie is amazing. All right. Well, fastest time, 65.78. That goes to Will.
All right.
And you went 6 for 6 on those bottles. Nice job.
Thank you. That was nice.
Extremely close, within less than 2 seconds. Points-wise, very close. Tim, you're going to get the Right Stuff award.
Excellent. Thank you.
Good job, Tim.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice job. So now we come to the part of the show that nobody likes. However, it is a competition and there can only be one winner. However, we seem to have a tie. Tim with 3 shells and Rowdy with 3 shells. So we're going to settle this how we settle it on The Right Stuff, like Americans. We're going to have another shoot-off.
Excellent.
Are you two ready?
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Let's go.
All right.
The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Metal Spinning Targets, Cinch, and Cruel Girl, Fat Man Beef Jerky, and Airsoft. The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Promatic, Dripping Springs Vodka, Fall Creek Vineyards, Rebecca Creek Distillery, the Museum of the American GI. Welcome back to day 8 of The Right Stuff. Let's make our way over to the range, where Tim and Rowdy are ready to begin a crucial shoot-off. The contestant will begin at the starting mark, run to the shooting barrel, where a loaded 6-shot single-action revolver sits. The contestant will fire 6 shots at the metal spinning target cowboy action figures. The most targets hit and fastest time wins.
All right, gentlemen. You guys ready to do this?
Ready.
All right, Rowdy, go have a seat. Tim, let's get you loaded up.
Next up in the Old Western Town Challenge is Tim Martin with Team McMillan.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Next up in the Old Western Town Challenge is Rowdy Bricko with Team Tannerite.
Just shoot.
Hi, I'm Brett Mullins. I'm president of the Museum of the American GI, College Station, Texas. We're about the American GI. We're not about the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, or the Coast Guard. We're about all of them. We're about all time eras also. We're trying to preserve the memories, the uniforms, the equipment, and the history of the American servicemen and women. I think the most interesting artifacts that our museum has is all of our armored vehicle collection. We have a large armored vehicle collection, and what's unique about it is that everything is fully restored. When I say fully restored, I mean the guns are operational, the intercom is operational, everything works on the vehicles. They've been meticulously disassembled and restored with a great amount of effort from myself and all of the museum volunteers. And once a year, we take the vehicles out and have a large-scale reenactment with 200 reenactors or so, and all of our tanks and armored cars and artillery out in the field. The museum is open 3 days a week right now until we complete our second story, and then we hope to be open 5 days to a week at least. But we have displays that come into the museum. Right now we have Remembering Our Fallen that is finishing up today. It's about the sacrifices of the American servicemen since 9/11, servicemen and women, and highlights all the Texans that have lost their lives in the War of Terror. But that's just one of the displays that we have had here. We've had the traveling Vietnam Wall, and of course we have our permanent displays here, which are iconic things like our armored vehicle collection, our uniform collection, and our Huey Cobra hanging from the ceiling, and our fully restored Vietnam PBR boat. This vehicle is a 1942 M4A3 Sherman medium tank. It is the backbone of the U.S. Armored Force in World War II. This particular tank was built by Ford Motor Company. It has an 1,100 cubic inch V8 engine in it. It puts out about 500 horsepower. This was the preferred engine that the U.S. Army adopted in their tanks and the subsequent tanks right after World War II. But this tank has a 75 millimeter gun, 2 30 caliber machine guns, and 1 50 caliber machine gun. And this is the quintessential World War II D-Day tank. Collecting uniforms when I was 15, 16 years old morphed into Jeeps, morphed into trucks, morphed into tanks, armored cars, and artillery. I guess if I collected naval stuff, I would be into aircraft carriers now. But it's just a love of history, a love of mechanical things. I'm quite interested in all the mechanical aspects of the vehicles, and I really enjoy all the restoration projects that we have. Well, I'm not going to say that I have a favorite artifact, but Shermans certainly have to be at the top of the list. They're just such a recognized tank from World War II, and we're fortunate enough to have 2 Shermans, so not only are we lucky in that respect, but 2 fully functional Shermans running side by side in our reenactments is a real spectacle to see this late date after World War II.
Welcome back to Campfire Armory. We just had a great shoot-off. Okay, it was very close. However, Tim, you prevailed with a 12-14 and 5 out of 6 targets. So what that means is, Rowdy, clearly you don't have the right stuff. Hang up your bandolier and go home.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
Good job.
Outstanding performance out there.
Thank you.
Good job. Well, tomorrow is going to be an epic day, gentlemen. We have the finale. Head to head, may the best man win. All right, good job, fellas. Let's head back to the camp.
Will Round takes the first place bullet in the Old Western Town Challenge. Tim Martin wins the Right Stuff Award and the shoot-off between himself and Rowdy. Now, with only 2 remaining, Will Round and Tim Martin will square off in the final challenge of this season.
That was pretty damn close. How you feeling?
Oh, well, there's always a little bit of relief and a little bit of sadness in anything when you're done. So, it was my 3rd shoot-off in a row. Most of the week I felt like I was on the bubble the whole time. So, it is what it is.
Well, the last 2 competitors, who do you think is going to win?
Of the last 2 competitors, I would give it to Will. He He's the most consistent performer.
Are you happy to go home?
There's a couple things I'm happy about. The first one is I'm really happy that there's a show that shows shooting and guns, competition shooting in a positive light. There's so little of that I'm really happy that there's something going on like that and that I got to be a part of it. Yeah, it's nice to go home too. I love camping, I love being outside. I met some people that I'm probably going to be friends with for years to come, but there's really no place like home.
Today we got to shoot some old single action pistols and a 30-30 lever action rifle. Yes, Rowdy and myself tied. We had to do another shoot off. Well, you know, Rowdy's a really good guy. I like him a lot. Although it is a competition and I want to win, so got to do what I got to do, but you know, it's like losing a good friend. Well, Will and me are going to compete. We're going to see what happens. I mean, you know, we came out here, the 3 oldest guys stayed to the last and sent the 3 young kids home. Will, I love you, man, but I'm going to get you. Watch out.
Today we competed in an old Western style challenge with single action pistols and a lever action rifle 30-30. Really fun. I took the win and I was really happy about it. It was really tough for Rowdy to get eliminated. We became really close. It was kind of the old guys versus the young guys in this competition, and we kind of stuck it out to the final 3, but again, someone has to go, and that's my job, is to put one down each time. You know, being older, competing against these young millennials, it's been different out here. We can see definite changes at the site where we live, and then when we compete. Yeah, it's just him and I, and he's an excellent competitor. We've been within seconds of each other in lots of challenges. He's a physical beast, and I look to give him all I can and put him down as well. Tim, look out. I'm coming for you. This thing's mine. I have the right stuff.
On the next episode of The Right Stuff, Will Round and Tim Martin find themselves going head-to-head in the season finale of The Right Stuff. The Tannerite Apocalypse Challenge awaits them as this explosive battle between these 2 great competitors heats up. 2 may enter, but only 1 may come out victorious, giving him the right stuff. Make sure not to miss the season finale of The Right Stuff.
Another fantastic Shipman Agency production.